Takagi finds the missing ring under Nishino's bed, which makes Nishino the main suspect. Nishino defends himself. Conan has a closer look at the bed and notices a padded pillow on the mattress, asking Nishino if he is allergic to feathers. Nishino says yes, and Conan tells everyone that confirms Nishino couldn't have been the murderer. They found feathers all over the crime scene in Sagawa's room. The murderer searched the entire room and tore the feather pillows open, which is something someone with feather allergies could not have done. Chairman Suzuki confirms Nishino's story, saying Nishino is so severely allergic to feathers that he gets sneezing fits whenever he is near a bird. That's why he uses a different pillow. Sonoko says she now understands why Nishino ran out of Rant's room when he saw the pigeon. Magyar wonders who the murderer might be. Conan tells everyone about Scorpion, who specializes in stealing treasures belonging to the Romanov dynasty, and shoots his victims through the right eye, which makes him a prime suspect for Sagawa's murder and also for the attack on Kaito Kid. Kagura wants to know how Conan knows such things. Conan has no idea how to answer and panics when suddenly, Shiratori comes to his help, replying that he heard Conan talk to Professor Agasa. Magyar says he doesn't understand why the ring was placed in Nishino's room when it was Scorpion who killed Sagawa. Nishino remembers that he met Sagawa 3 years ago in another country. Sagawa was filming a crying girl whose house had just burned down. Nishino told him to stop, but Sagawa didn't listen, so Nishino punched him. Kaguro says it all makes sense to him now. They are actually investigating 2 different cases. First, Sagawa wanted to frame Nishino for stealing his ring. Sagawa made sure everyone on board saw the ring. Then, while Nishino took a shower, Sagawa snuck into his room, placed the ring under his bed and took his pen to stack evidence against Nishino. While he was back in his room, Scorpion shot Sagawa. Scorpion feared their true identity was revealed on Sagawa's videos, shot him and tore the entire room apart, looking for the tapes and the ring. Shiratori says he saw a lifeboat missing, which means Scorpion must have already escaped. Everyone agrees that Scorpion is now after the second egg and will show up at Yokosuka Castle. Shiratori decides to accompany Natsumi to the castle as well. The following morning, August 24th, the luxury liner arrives in Tokyo. The detective boys are going to meet Professor Agasa and are just about to arrive at his house when they hear AI telling Agasa, "Let's go to the castle." Genta decides Agasa isn't going without them, so they hide in the back row of the car and pop up as Agasa drives away, surprising him. Shiratori and the others take 2 separate cars to the castle. Sergei, sitting next to Kaguro, asks if the police can confirm that Sagawa's ring really belonged to Maria Romanova. Kaguro replies that the ring is currently being examined and they can't say for certain. Sergei says it would be a miracle and tells everyone that Maria is said to have been the kindest of the Tsar's 4 daughters and had beautiful gray eyes. It is recorded that the entire Romanov family was executed after the Russian Revolution, but they still haven't found Maria's or her brother's corpses. The cars stop in front of Yokosuka Castle. Everyone immediately notices that it resembles the well-known Neuschwanstein Castle in Germany. Professor Agasa and the detective boys turn up and Agasa hands Conan a new pair of glasses, telling him they have a special upgrade. Inui arrives later than the others, explaining that he had an errand. He now carries a bag. Everyone enters the castle and Kaguro asks Sawabe to lock the doors so the children can't get in and into danger. The detective boys, undeterred, decide to find another entrance to hunt the treasure. Natsumi shows everyone around. They visit an armor gallery full of medieval Western European designs, and the ladies' lounge, where Natsumi's grandmother preferred to spend her days, as well as the Tsar's gallery. Inui sneaks back into the lounge, believing there is a secret door or vault in the room. He searches the lounge and finds a vault hidden behind a large picture, grabs a lockpick from his bag and opens the vault. When he tries to grab the jewelry hidden in the vault, his hand is caught by a metal cuff. A trapdoor in the ceiling opens, and swords fall from the ceiling, hanging on chains. Inui yells out in shock and the others find him. Sawabe lets him out using a key on his set of keys, and explains that Kiichi created this trap to protect the family treasure from thieves. There are many of these traps all around the castle. Sawabe leads the group into the old study and they notice photos of Kiichi, his family, and Kiichi following his hobbies on the walls. Conan can't find a photo of Kiichi's mother, so he asks Natsumi if it was taken down. Natsumi replies she has never seen a photo of her grandmother and has no idea what she looked like. Kagoro lights a cigarette and Conan notices the smoke moving unusually, so he asks Kagoro to give him the cigarette, holds it up and says there must be an air current coming from the floor. They peel back a carpet and find a keyboard with buttons with the Russian alphabet on the floor. The door opens and they see a staircase leading into the basement. Natsumi goes downstairs with her visitors and explains that the last wizard of the century was her great-grandfather's nickname. In the meantime, the detective boys found a different entrance to the castle, but they all fall through a trapdoor into the basement. Instead of waiting for Professor Agasa to come and help, they decide to follow one of the tunnels to find the treasure. Conan hears them making a sound in a nearby tunnel and, accompanied by Inspector Shiratori, goes to find the source of the noise. Inui notices a shadowy figure in another tunnel, chases after it and he is shot in his right eye by the unknown killer. Conan and Shiratori find the detective boys and after Conan told them off, they continue their search together with the rest of the group. They eventually end up in front of a massive wall with ornate engravings and paintings. Conan immediately figures the mechanism out and tells Inspector Shiratori to shine his flashlight at a two-headed vulture on one of the paintings which wears a single crown encrusted with jewels. The beam of light activates a photo switch in the crown and a set of hidden stairs appears which lead further underground. The investigation party finds itself in a chamber designed like a crypt with a small shrine surrounded by water. In the middle of the chamber, there is a massive coffin with a lock made out of copper. Natsumi realizes that the key she found among her great-grandfather's possessions could fit into the lock and it does. When she opens it, they find a skeleton in the coffin which holds the second memory's egg on its chest. The corpse is female and Natsumi says it must be her great-grandmother who could not get a funeral in an ordinary cemetery because she was Russian. They carefully retrieve the egg and notice it is empty. Ayumi asks if the egg couldn't be a Matryoshka doll. Maybe it needs to be put into something else or something else needs to be put into the egg. Shiratori reveals that he had the first egg with him all along, having borrowed it from Sonoko's father. They insert the first egg into the larger second egg, but nothing happens. Conan notices another round piece of glass on the bottom and wonders if the many round glass pieces on the inside and outside of both eggs are a lens. He asks everyone to extinguish the candles in the chamber. Shiratori's flashlight is placed into a candle holder shaped like a goblet and they put the eggs on top of the flashlight. The light triggers a switch and the mechanisms inside both eggs. Multiple beams of light are projected out from the eggs onto the walls, revealing pictures of Nicholas II's family and friends. They now realize that the golden figurines inside the first egg are looking through a photo album and that's why the eggs are called Memory's eggs. They notice Kiichi among the pictures, together with a woman with gray eyes, which has to be Natsumi's great-grandmother. The lights begin to fade and AI wonders why Rasputin was missing from the pictures when he was such a close friend of the Tsar's. Conan also wonders where Inui went. Just before it gets dark, Conan sees a laser point tracking Kagoro's body and creeping up to his right eye. There is a shot, but Conan saves Kagoro by hitting him with his flashlight. However, the laser pointer is now aimed at Ran. Conan pushes her out of the way and runs after Scorpion. Everyone panics and tries to flee. Natsumi drops the eggs when she stumbles and Scorpion picks them up. Conan follows Scorpion and Shiratori runs after Conan. Conan, Shiratori and the culprit reach the last staircase and Conan nearly falls over Inui's dead body. The culprit throws a hand grenade at the staircase as they run up, wanting to let the cellar cave in. Conan escapes, but Shiratori is trapped behind the rubble. The culprit runs out of the staircase and presses the reset button on the keypad, causing the trapdoor to close. Conan quickly discovers a switch near the top of the staircase that reopens the door from the basement. The culprit has almost made it out of the castle and empties a tank of propane as they run, lighting it with a torch to burn the castle down. Conan catches up with the culprit in the armory and uses his bowtie to address Scorpion with her true name, Siren Hoshi. She pretends to be Chinese, but is actually Russian. Her Chinese name is a clue to it, as it is an anagram of Rasputin. Conan also claims Siren is a direct descendant of Rasputin. That's why she had a photo of him in her room on the luxury liner. Siren erupts in fury, shooting at everything she hears, while Conan changes between voices, telling her how he found her on the ICPO database and how she gave herself away. At this point, Conan reveals himself and continues to explain his deductions while the room begins to burn. He says Sagawa was killed because he filmed everything with his camera, and Siren thought he had spotted the photo of Rasputin she carried with her. She killed Inui because he saw her preparing her handgun, and she attacked Kogoro and ran because Kogoro insulted Rasputin. Siren aims at Conan with her handgun, and Conan calmly tells her to go ahead. The bullet bounces off his glasses because he asked Agasa to upgrade them with bulletproof glass to protect himself against Scorpion. While Siren reloads the handgun, Conan activates his power kick shoes and wants to kick the helmet off one of the suits of armor at her. Just as she points the gun at Conan again, a playing card comes flying through the room and knocks the gun out of her hands. Shiratori appears in the room, grabs an unconscious Siren and tells Conan to follow him. Conan is initially hesitant, but the castle has begun to collapse, leaving him no choice. The rest of the party managed to escape via the entrance the detective boys discovered, with help from Professor Agasa, who returned bringing a rope and other utensils. The castle collapses and the detective boys are inconsolable, fearing Conan died in the fire. Suddenly Conan appears behind them with the eggs in hand. He hands the eggs to Natsumi and tells everyone that Shiratori has arrested Scorpion, better known as Siren. Firefighters arrive at the scene and are quickly able to get the fire under control. Natsumi decides she wants to remove her great-grandmother's corpse and bury her in the family tomb, while everyone else wonders about Kaito Kid. Conan is certain Kaito Kid is still alive. Back home, Ran is emotional, confronting Conan why he looked so much like Shinichi when he pushed her out of the path of the bullet. Conan can't bear to see her cry and he almost begins to reveal himself when, suddenly, to his immense relief, a Shinichi appears at the agency, drenched from head to toe as it has begun to rain heavily. Ran runs to get a towel for Shinichi, who walks out again. Conan follows Shinichi out of the detective agency and tells him he is Kaito Kid, as evidenced by the soot still on his shoulders. Conan also says he knows Kid was disguised as Shiratori for most of the investigation. Actual Shiratori had been nowhere near Osaka. They discuss Natsumi's great-grandmother. She was actually Maria Romanova, the youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II, and Kid explains that he wanted to steal the egg to give it back to Maria, its rightful owner. Kiichi Kosaka fell in love with Maria during the Russian Revolution and they fled to Japan together, taking the eggs with them. After Maria's death, Kiichi used her inheritance to build a magnificent castle as her tomb. Conan asks Kid why he helped them as well, and Kid replies some mysteries had better stay mysteries. Just as Ran returns with a towel, Kid disappears in a flurry of pigeons. Conan thinks it is crystal clear why Kid got involved. Ran helped his pigeon, and he merely returned the favor. After the credits, Ran scolds Conan for letting Shinichi leave. Conan replies Shinichi was in a hurry and that he will see Ran soon again. Ran, still fuming, performs a couple karate chops, slicing the towel into pieces, voicing what she is going to do the next time she sees Shinichi. Horrified at the sight and relieved that his secret is kept safe for now, he decides it is better he doesn't return to his normal body anytime soon in fear of Ran going through with her threat. This is the end of part 2. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Remember to like, share and subscribe to support our channel, and don't forget to press the notification bell button to not miss upcoming interesting videos. See you later.